Man, another Hawks win. We might. Don't you say another word. But we. I don't want to hear from you again the rest of this video.
Let's go Hawks, baby!
Blackhawks haven't been in good state for a while. And to that I say, yeah, a lot of their games this season were a hard match. Pieces are there. Blackhawks fans, stay still, be patient, and everything will work out in the end.
Welcome to Blackhawks Central.
Welcome back to Blackhawks Central, where we have another Hawks win. The Chicago Blackhawks win 7-3 over the St. Louis Blues. The Blues lose in a big way. Chicago, I had a nickel for every time Chicago dropped a touchdown on the St. Louis Blues this season. I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's happened. It's weird. It's happened twice. And you know what? Just before I get into major parts of the game review here, I will just pay my respects to the Hall family. Uh, Obviously, Mr. Goalie Glenn Hall passed away yesterday, just before the game, really. So obviously, a legendary goaltender, played five. He's the Iron Man of the goalies. 502 games played straight. Unreal. Another fun story I heard about him was that he puked before every game because he just was always scared for his life before he'd go into the net because he played 502 straight without a mask. So before every game he had to throw up. So 502 games thrown up before. That's also got to be quite the record there. But yeah, Glenn Hall, absolute Blackhawks legends. There's a reason why his number's sitting there up there in the rafters. So just want to pay my respects early on here. Tragic day for Hawks fans. Just hasn't been a great weekend as far as that, or week as far as that's gone. So, uh, but the Blackhawks, we definitely played for Mr. Goalie tonight. We need to get that win, and I think this. Obviously, you don't want to wish death on people, but I think it really the news of this really fueled the boys to get the W for him tonight. Rest in peace, Glenn Hall. You will always be remembered as Mr. Goalie. So, as we'll get on to the game here, obviously had the memorial, whatnot. Blackhawks were at home tonight, which was nice. But we don't really start off great. We let in a goal first minute of the game, 30 seconds into the match. Not how you want to start a game, ever. I mean, Blackhawks, we've been doing that way too many times this year. Way too many times this year. We've been letting in the first goal within the first minute. I've already harped on this once. I will harp on it again. Need to get on top of that. We need to start these games on time. Didn't bite us in the butt today, but we need to get on top of that. Luckily, we were able to get a power play a little bit later, and it goes from Matt Grizzlick plays it on Oliver Moore, who plays just a nasty like Bedard type seam pass across ice, just to an open Nick Lardis who bangs it in on the one timer. Nick Lardis has a one timer, and if he can get on the end of these pucks, he's going to be scoring lots of goals. Breakout year already, 3 goals in 12 games. Not even including his shootout goals. If you include the shootout goals, he's 5 goals already on the year. He's having himself one. And then, honestly, looking at the score of this game, you after the first, you wouldn't have ever guessed they would get to 10 goals this game, as it ends 1-1 after one. But going into the second period, we get another power play about 7 minutes into the period. And Oliver Moore, with an absolute snipe show from the point, gets us back up 2-1. But about a minute later, Stenberg, with his first career goal, gets the Blues back on the board, ties it up back at 2. But we obviously had another response. Connor Murphy had himself a legacy game tonight. Connor Murphy legacy game, the Big 26. You wouldn't have guessed. He scores unassisted, just a blast shot from the point that trickles through Binnington, and that puts us up 3-2. It's been a while since Murphy scored. We're already halfway through the year, and he just gets his first career goal, which is nice to see. But we keep laying it on the Blues. Just a couple minutes later, Landon Slaggert tips in one from Doc from just another snipe from the point. It's a nice tip as well. Not really noticeable. It's just a little subtle tip, but it gets it right past Binnington. And then to end off the period, Jason Dickinson gets himself a goal from Mr. Crevier. Just a great tip there in front, as the Hawks just kept laying into the Blues as we end the period up 5-2. And then going into the uh, third period, we got another power play to start the period. About 5 minutes into the period, and then we get a 5-on-3 call because Binnington just whacks it out of play, which we'll definitely take. And Bertuzzi, let's see, Bertuzzi scored this earlier on in the power play, bangs it in, but obviously the whistle blew way too early on that play. Bennington played it out to Bertuzzi, gave him the free goal, and no whistle called too early. So bring it back. Bertuzzi obviously unhappy with that. Puck was loose, and he's barking at the referee. Whatever. They go back, get the Hawks get the puck back, played around on the 5-on-3, and Burakovsky buries it. Absolutely buries it on Jordan Binnington. Biggest puck don't lie moment of the year so far. And it's 6-2. Boys are fired up. We're getting it done. And then just Crevier, after a nice little slip pass, like a little Kreeft pass from Mr. Landon Slaggert, over to Crevier, who's going, as in the wise words of Steve Dangle, who is going to the net. Crevier, as a defenseman, drives the net and gets his career high 4th goal on the year. And it's 7-2 at that point. Boys let off the gas a bit. Nathan Walker gets one to make it 7-3. But another famous quote, Jordan Binnington, do I look nervous? Well, he sure looked nervous tonight after letting in 7 goals on 35 shots. And I think after the 7th goal, they were looking to pull Binnington, and there's a hilarious image of Binnington not wanting to get pulled and Joel Hofer hiding in the back because he did not want to play against this Hawks team. Spencer Knight gets a 900 save percentage on the night, and we get a great game overall for the Hawks. Hawks are now 4-0 in 2026. I won't say any more than that, as we now play Washington on Saturday. So we already beat Washington this year. I'm just saying, we now move back 3 points of a playoff spot, but we're closing in slowly but surely. If we keep up these winning ways, reports are saying Bedard might be back sooner than we think, possibly this weekend. Didn't hear that from me, but the Blackhawks, we're looking really, really good so far. We've learned to play without Bedard, and we're just back on track to where we need to be. It's really solid. Oh, what the hell? Breaking news. As I'm recording this, actually, it seems we have a trade. What the hell is this trade? At the top there, if you can read that. Nolan Allen and Laurent Brossoit and a 2028 7th round pick for Ryan Ellis, Jake Furlong, and a 2028 4th rounder. What? I don't know much about Furlong. I don't know how he's played. That's a goalie and a defenseman and a 7th round pick for a 4th round pick, and 2 defensemen. Obviously, Ryan Ellis, he hasn't played since 2021, so that's dead cap space right there. And then Furlong, I don't know enough about him to say any words. And I guess a 4th is an upgrade from a 7th. Like, not really. And then what we're giving up, Laurent Brossoit, I mean, it's kind of written on the wall that he's going to get traded. I don't think he's ever going to play a game in a red sweater like this. Like, he's been playing really well in Rockford, and he got the player of the month for December in Rockford, which was nice to see. But obviously, it was always written on the wall that he was going to be trade fodder and he's going to be sent somewhere else. The real big picker here is Nolan Allen, just coming straight off the Spangler Cup, coming right back to Rockford. I love Nolan Allen. like I know we have a very in-depth defensive uh, pool. We already have four young defensemen on the team, in Alex Vlasic, Y. Kaiser, Louis Crevier, and Artie Levshinov. And then so far in the AHL, we have Korchinski, Rinzel, and Ethan Del Mastro now. But I thought that Nolan Allen is really good. Obviously, he's a defensive defenseman, so that comes with whatever that entails. So obviously, we had Kaiser and Vlasic. They've been playing great defensively this year. Obviously, Vlasic's his plus minus stinks. I mean, but he's playing up against the best players on the other team. So not much you can expect there. Minus 12, honestly, good for what it is. Kaiser's at a minus 2 on the year. Yeah, I love Nolan Allen as a nice defensive shutdowner guy. I don't know if I loved him more than Kaiser, but a 0 in what was a really losing effort for Canada at the Spangler Cup, and he's only a minus 2 in what has been a down year for Rockford this season, and he has 6 points in 29 games played. Uh, and he did pretty well offensively in his stint in Chicago last season. 1 goal, 7 assists, 8 points, only a minus 13 for his first stint in the NHL. I just feel Nolan Allen would have been a really good addition to this back end as like a depth piece. Him getting traded there is just unlucky. I think he obviously needs to go somewhere else, get a reset. I think he thinks he's NHL ready, and I think he's NHL ready, which is why I'm surprised his trade value is so low. I thought we would get a much higher return for a guy like Nolan Allen, but apparently his trade value has dropped off a cliff, like drastically. And at a point, I thought he would pair nice well with Korchinski more than he has. They've been playing together since 2022, 2023, when the Thunderbirds picked him up from the Raiders, and they played on this same team that won the Memorial Cup that year. And then they played together in the World Juniors. Um, and they've been playing in the AHL together for however long now. So, yeah, I'm genuinely shocked. I didn't see this coming. This is I'm at a loss for words for what this trade means. Saskatchewan left shot defenseman, 6'2", 194 pounds. San Jose, cherish this guy. He's going to be one of your unreal back markers there. Yeah, lost for words. I will obviously have to do my research on Mr. Furlong there. Further news than that, Ethan Del Mastro got assigned to Rockford again, which just makes sense. He needs to get more games under his belt. He wasn't really doing much on the main roster, so sucks to end on a low note after what was a really great game. But I don't know what the goal of this move was, so I'll end it off there. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, comment your thoughts on the Nolan Allen trade. From what I've seen from comments made about him, it's a lot of poured out support for like why are we trading this guy. He's an absolute stud, I think, and I'm genuinely at a loss for words of why he's gone. If you really liked it, share with all your friends. I've already mentioned it, but subscribe, please. Like the video, and yeah, that'll do it. Peace out, Blackhawkers.